What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review. I am flying out to Vegas tomorrow for Punk Rock Bowling, but I haven't done a deep cuts video in a couple of weeks, and it was killing me. I had to do it because there's an album or two that I just really wanted to showcase, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about 4 records in this video. This isn't going to be a long video because I don't have a ton of information. These are records that I'm just now getting into and discovering, and one of them has something to do with Punk Rock Bowling. So I'm very, very happy to bring this video to you. Proud of what I'm getting able to accomplish right now with just what's going on in my life. If you're watching this, thank you. Because of you, I get to go do these things. I go to Vegas and I get to be a member of the media and go cover a fest that I would otherwise not be able to afford. So, yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you to all my Patreon members. Thank you to all the people that subscribe to the channel and super chat me on the live streams and things like that. If you want to be a part of all that, there's Patreon information in the description. I've also got a small business that I own, a record store and a record label. There's links to all that in the description if you want to check it out. If you don't, no worries. Let's talk about some punk rock albums. Okay, so basically, let's see. Okay, I got an order that I'll do this in, and we'll talk about each album on its own. 2 I have in person, and 2 I don't, and you'll find out why in just a minute. So the first one I'm going to talk about is The Fix, At the Speed of Twisted Thought. Let me make sure that this is okay. Yeah. So there we go. This is a copy that I was recently given by Kevin, who sings for Valhalla Cinema. Now, when I reviewed this, I listened to it 3 times. It was on a drive to Austin, so I haven't broke open the vinyl yet to listen to the vinyl, but I listened to the album 3 times on my trip to Austin a couple weeks ago when I went to go hang out with Chris. So, if you're wondering, like, you said you listened to it, that one's unopened. It is unopened, but it was a gift, and I will open it, and I will listen to it. So, it came out in 2006. It was released by Touch and Go Records 24 years after The Fix, disbanded. It's a compilation. The Fix is a band. It's at least as far as what I can find. Lansing, Michigan, hardcore band. It was recorded between the summer of 1980 and the summer of 1981, so about a year. But it wasn't released as a compilation, like I said, until 2006. Super short, fast, hardcore punk songs. The vocals aren't screamed, though. They're more like a talk yell. You can understand most of what he's saying lyrically. Upon the first listen of this album, it sounds a bit sloppy, but there's some impressive guitar work in a few of the songs. And I just wanted to showcase this because I've only listened to it a few times. I haven't been able to really get into it. There's a few songs that are going to be on here more than once. And so I really want to spend more time with this. And maybe I'll do like a deep dive and not just a deep cuts. I'll do like a deep dive and give you a song by song kind of review. But you've got a Vengeance 7-inch. You've got a Vengeance 7-inch on here. A Jan's Room 7-inch. Side 2 looks like and that's on side 1. You have an EP that's a Process of Elimination EP. On side 2, you've got a live tape from 81 and a live tape from, I think, 80, I think is what it says. So, like, side A is all their studio albums and side B is a bunch of live material, right? So you're going to have songs that overlap. There were a fair bit of songs on here that I really liked. When I first listened to it, I don't really think I liked it much. My knee-jerk reaction was that I didn't care for it, if I'm honest. But, the one song that I wasn't too fond of, like that I really didn't care for, was the song called Signals. It's slow, it's brooding. It's just a song that I didn't care for. It wasn't doing it for me. But like outside of that, their songs were really fast, and I liked it. It just wasn't what I was expecting vocally. Which is why I say I would like to spend some more time with that particular album. But I'd like to know what you guys think. What do you know about The Fix? Are you into it? I know that Kevin's really into this band, which makes me want to like it more. It's funny how music is like this. If I want to like something more, I'm going to probably like it more. If I don't, I probably won't. Husker Du is a really good example of this kind of thinking. I really want to like that band because one of my good friends, Nitty, who I do the podcast with, it's like his favorite band. Now, I don't really care for them much, but I want to really, really bad. So if they were like in that middle road area where I could kind of like take it or leave it, I'd probably like them quite a bit, right? And I think that's where the fix lies. Like, I don't know how I feel about it, but I really want to like them, so I kind of do. I think objectively, I'd probably give this like a 7 out of 10. Subjectively, probably somewhere in the same area, 7, 7.5. Fast, short, chaotic songs. It really is a record of its era, though. It sounds like an 80s hardcore punk record. If you like stuff from the early 80s that's, just old, chaotic, fast, lo-fi hardcore, check this out. You'll probably dig it. Honestly, I didn't know they were from Michigan until I started doing this. So, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, this is a little bit faster than I normally do these, but I don't have a lot of time. I'm very tired and I got to wake up and get ready for a flight tomorrow. I'm so excited, dude. Okay, this one, I have a buddy that works at the Antique Mall with me that I own my record store at. His name's Doug. He sells just kind of like Americana and music, like just stuff. He likes Japanese stuff too, but like, actually that actually has something to do with this. So we have an album. He always tells me about like punk adjacent stuff because he's a little older than me and he's not like a punk rocker, but I think he liked early punk music. I know he likes The Clash, Sex Pistols, The Damned, probably stuff like that, right? So when there's like punk adjacent stuff, he's always talking to me about it, and I love it because I get to find stuff that I probably would never have heard of otherwise. And one day he brings this to my attention. It's a band called The Mods, and the album is called Fight or Flight. It's from 1981. I believe this actual CD is from 1990. But like the album came out the same year that this stuff was coming out from The Fix. And it's funny because over in Japan, these guys were doing something around the same era. And it's like, there's not a lot of information on this on the internet, by the way. I looked, and so basically this is going to be a very short little review. A lot of their stuff is in Japanese. A lot of the song titles are not in English. So if you look at the cover of this album, right, you can see that these guys are into The Clash. Like, I mean, it's incredibly obvious to me that these dudes are like, I mean, even like the photo, like it's very reminiscent of a Clash photograph, right? I don't know if I would call this punk necessarily, but I also don't think I wouldn't call it punk. There's a lot of the Clash, the Police, early proto-punk stuff in here. Man, I think that if you don't listen to this and you're a fan of older stuff like that, I don't know how to say this, but if you just dismiss this, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. The first song on the album is not in English. I don't know what it's called. It's really good, though. Then the fifth song, also not in English. Really good song. Now, the song number 6 is called Two Punks. Really, really great song. It's a little long, but it's a good song. It's 10 songs. It's right at 40 minutes. Very poppy, well-produced Japanese mod punk stuff. I mean, the fact that they're called The Mods and they've got a song called Two Punks, it couldn't be any more well packaged for somebody that's trying to look for something that's accessible but obscure. All right, I give this, like, objectively probably like an 8 out of 10, but subjectively I'm giving it a 9 because I like it a lot. It's really, really good. I'm a little surprised that I like it as much as I do. It is incredibly poppy. Yeah, man. The Mods from Japan, dude. Let me know what you think. Have you heard of these guys before? They really feel. Doug was telling me something else about them. I wish I could remember. I should have taken some notes. It's been a few weeks since we talked about it, but they're very influenced by The Clash, and there's a song on here. I can't remember what song it is, but he told me, man, and when I heard it, it sounded like, and when I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, it really does. But this is an interesting band, dude. And I love, this is a Japanese version of the album too, I believe. But I don't know. If you're in the mood for something a little lighter, and it's not all in English, and you like The Clash, check out The Mods, man. You might like it. Just start with the song Two Punks if you want, but I would just start at the very front of this album, Fight or Flight. It's on Spotify. You can check it out. There's a couple of songs from this album on the Punk Rock Review playlist, which is always linked in the description of my videos, so you can go check that out. I mean, we're like 2,000 songs strong almost, or something like that. I think it's 1,500 songs, something like that. It's a lot of songs. But there's some of these in there, so if you want to check it out, you can go there and do it. But I would recommend listening to these guys. Let's see here. Let me see what I can find on Good old Spotify. I don't think there's much on here about them because there's so much. They've got 35,000 listeners on Spotify still. And I mean, as far as I know, they're not doing anything. But you know what? While I'm sitting here with y'all, I'm gonna just Google their name and see what I find out real quick. I should have done this earlier. I didn't think about just looking up the name of the band. Let's see. Oh man, there's a whole thing about them on the Clash subreddit. Their look and sound are just spot on. I don't understand a word of it, but oh, it's great. Yes, dude. Yes. Okay, so I'm not gonna go digging around right now, but oh, here we go. Okay, so what is this? The Mods are a legendary Japanese punk band that formed in 1979. They are known for being one of the most popular and long-lasting punk bands in Japanese music history. That is crazy. 1979, man. What an awesome little find, dude. Thank you, Doug, bro. That's so rad. Yeah, I'm not gonna go and just start rambling and repeating myself, but here it says they've got an amalgamation of sounds and styles, including punk, post-punk, rockabilly, alternative rock, hard rock, ska, and reggae. That's accurate. There's a little bit of... I'm telling you, man, The Clash and The Police with a little more tempo, like up-tempo in their songs than something like The Police. But, yeah, dude, this band's awesome. That's so cool, man. What a rad little find. Okay, moving on. Now, this next one... I don't own a copy of it. Why is my phone so hot all of a sudden? What the F is going on, dude? That's crazy. Anyways. Okay, so I need to turn my phone off for a little bit, I guess. I have some notes here, though. Okay. So I don't know when this came out. Let me look it up real fast. This is super terrible. I'm so sorry. Doing this is kind of like last minute, and so I'm not very prepared. My apologies. Let's see here. Here we go. There's a ton of stuff about this. All right, here we go. So the band Teen Mortgage... They have a new album out called Devil Ultrasonic Dream. I'm trying to find out. All I was trying to find out was like when it actually came out. I've just been made aware of it recently. Oh, April 11th. So yeah, about a month and a half ago it came out. 11 songs, 27 minutes. Man, this band got a very familiar sound, but they're incredibly unique at the same time. It's weird music, dude. There's a mix of sounds here that shouldn't really mix, but do. There are droning sounds of shoegaze, but with upbeat guitar tone and riffs of modern alt-hardcore bands like Drug Church and Turnstile. Honestly, a band like this will make me want to go back and revisit those bands that are like that, who I've historically disliked. Like, legitimately, on my live stream earlier, I said, man, this band makes me want to go listen to Turnstile, Drug Church, and Refused. Because I don't really like those bands, but I feel something from this that makes me like... I like this, and I feel like they get something from those bands, so I should go back and find the songs I do like and listen to those. I mean, I don't have to like the whole album. I can like 3 songs. It doesn't matter. I'm never going to be like a fan of those bands, but I can listen to a few songs. Also, I like to change my mind. I'd like to like more bands. Why wouldn't I, right? And I have a lot of unpopular opinions with stuff like that. So people are like, you don't like Refuse? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. Drug Church is because I can't stand the way the vocalist that behaves on stage. I saw them live for the first time of hearing them, and he drove me nuts. But stupid, isn't it? But I love the guitar tone in this album. It sounds like you gave the Deftones some Adderall. There are these heavy, almost dark choruses paired up with bright, almost poppy choruses. Super catchy with a whole bunch of sing-along ability. I feel like the potential for this band is incredibly high. Dude, there's like Deftones, Nirvana, Pixies, Turnstile, Refused, all wrapped up in this. And they've got, it's weird too, because they've also got like this snotty vocal style, kind of like the Briefs, with it's got super echoey reverb-filled guitar and stuff. Like there's reverb out this whole album. It's just reverb like a motherfucker. But it's got like these like driving beat where it's just da 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 da, like they super downstrokey, like very catchy, but still drony. Very, bright, still depressed sounding. I don't understand it, man. It's a great mix of sounds, and it makes me want to go listen to bands I don't like. And I think that is wonderful. I'm obsessed with this album. Now, when I first heard it, I was really high on it. I was thinking like a 10 out of 10. I have since calmed down a little bit. The songs Devil, Ultrasonic Dream, Party, and Disappear. Also, I Don't Want to Know. Those are probably my favorite 4 songs on the album. But there's really not much on here that I don't like. I think I would probably give it like an 8.75 out of 10. Like subjectively. I think objectively, I'm going to go a little bit lower and give it like an 8 out of 10 because you can hear its, inspirations really thoroughly. I don't know, man. Maybe I should give it like I think I'm going to give it, I'll just stick with that. Objectively, I'm going to go like an 8 out of 10 because I think it's a really good score still. But subjectively, I like it a little bit more than that. And I may not always like it this much, but I need to get a copy of this on vinyl and play it because I don't own it. I just heard it. I've listened to it like 7 times though, all the way through. It's really a quick listen, man. For 27 minutes, man. It's fast, dude. It goes by quick, and they've got other songs that I still like, man. They've had another album from like 6 years ago called Life and Death, dude. That album, it's like an EP, I guess. It's also very good. There's other songs by this band that are good. They're I don't know. It sounds hipster almost, but I like it. Like I can hear this in a commercial. It's just that I heard the Pixies in the vocals, like they had this like haunting, like reverby, like this like melody that the Pixies did. And there's so many sounds in this album. I really do. I really like it a lot, man. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on Teen Mortgage. I know that they're popular right now. I hope they make a bunch of money and can go do what they want to do. That'd be pretty great for them. But I think 8.75 out of 10 is where I sit subjectively. 8 out of 10 is where I sit objectively. This is going to be one of my top albums of the entire year, I think. As a matter of fact, I'm adding this to my list right now. Let's see. I'm also going to be doing like albums that I discovered this year that aren't from this year on my top 10, just to just to kind of have some fun. And then last but certainly not least, so I get to be I'm really lucky right now. So there's a band from Australia called Civic. I've known about this band for quite a while. They do like this rock and roll punk. It's very, very Australian. It sounds like they're from Australia. Australia's got its own thing going on right now, and they're great. They're a good band, and I got an email from I think their manager maybe asking if I wanted to possibly talk with them and then possibly review their new record. And I was like, I didn't know they had a new record coming out, and I thought that makes sense why they're touring right now, right? So they have a new album called Chrome Dipped coming out May 30th of this year, so it comes out in about a week and a day. By the time you see this, it'll be a week. So this is what I wrote up about. I'll just read what I wrote and make it much easier. I won't stumble as much. Australian punk and roll rockers Civic stray away from their typical sound on their third full-length album called Chrome Dipped, coming out May 30th, 2025. They had a formula on their debut and follow-up that I liked quite a bit. So I was curious what they were bringing to the table, knowing that it was going to be a departure from their typical sounds, because I read a write-up from them that they talked about this, and they said that it's going to stray from our sound that you're used to and sound a little different. And I was excited. I was like, let me hear what this is. But that's a dangerous move. You know what I'm saying? But as an artist, you got to grow and change, right? You really don't have to. But when you do, it could be a great thing. The tempo on this album has been slowed down a fair amount compared to their previous works. That could be no issue for you, as it isn't for me. But it does sound quite a bit different than what I've come to know as their sound. The band took some risks here, and I think it will ultimately pay off. They clearly want to be more than just another punk rock band. And I'd say that this album is anything but a punk rock album. The production stands out as much improved. Not to say the previous albums didn't sound great. Personally, I liked them a lot. Ultimately, maybe even better, but only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? I'll need more time with this new record to decide how I ultimately rank them. But I mean, if we're just judging this record as a self-contained piece of material, and we should do that, then we need to ask the simple question: is it good, and do I personally like it? There are a lot of influences in this album. It's very eclectic. I hear everything from alternative, shoegaze, punk, garage, and more woven in and out of these tracks. Excuse me. The album feels like it would have been comfortable back in 1995 or 2005. It doesn't feel dated though. It's weird. Just familiar. Queens of the Stone Age, Coldplay, Radiohead, and Nirvana. They're all represented in this album without it sounding like a copycat of anything. Chrome Dipped is much more full sounding than their previous two albums. It's a bit slower as well. It feels a bit darker, less poppy. Still has plenty of melody, but it feels like the people writing these songs have grown a bit, or they're just going through different parts of life than they were. It shows growth as not only people, but musicians. It's a lot darker, though, in my opinion. It's a bit more droning. It's much heavier. But that isn't saying it's good or bad. It's just, something for you to decide when you listen to it. And you should absolutely listen to this album when it comes out. I really do think you should. I think they have 2 singles that are already available. As far as the individual songs, The Fool starts off the album with an almost twangy guitar sound, and lyrically it's calling out all the people that want you to think the image they portray online is actually who they are, right? None of that's true, even for me. I seem like I'm always in a pretty good mood, or I don't think I'm much different than who I am on here, but you see me in my, you always catch my good side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never on here complaining much about the things about life that suck. You know what I'm saying? So I keep a lot of stuff to myself. I'm an open book. I think I'm kind of an anomaly, I guess, but typically when you look at people online and you just see that they're always pretty, they're always happy, it's just not true, right? It's basically calling people on their bullshit. The title track is very good lyrically, and it talks about people not being happy in their skin and getting cosmetic surgeries and such, referring to them as chrome dipped. I like that term, actually. It's pretty accurate. The song Hog is chunkier song with a much heavier guitar riff. I like it okay. And here's the thing. I've only listened to the album twice because I just got it literally like today. So I listened to it once and then I listened to it a second time, like writing stuff out. So the song Trick Pony is probably my favorite song on the record at this point. It's the most upbeat, but I really like the bass tone on that one. And the catchy hook and melody, they almost caught me off guard, if I'm honest. The weird, noisy parts at the end of the song, they get super heavy, slow. They slow the song down a lot. They showcase the bass tone I was referring to, and they really tie this track up beautifully. Poison was also a standout song for me. It's a faster song with snottier vocals. Reminded me almost of Teen Mortgage, honestly. Driving beat, up-tempo. Only solo that I heard on the album, I think. Fragrant Rice sounds like they were listening to Teen Mortgage and She Wants Revenge, and they decided to blend those sounds together and kind of see what happened. Now, these are all just songs and sounds that are like in my mind right now, so recency bias is a thing, I guess. It's kind of a bouncier death rock sound, heavy reverb on the monotone goth-esque vocals. It's another great song, though. Kingdom Come has a Kurt Cobain style with a very hollow guitar, slows things down, and pulls from Radiohead and Nirvana, those types of sounds quite a bit. Ambient, spacey for the first half, and then it really opens up and fills you with sound. It's weird. It's like this real spacey sound, and it's like almost at the halfway mark, it just comes in real big and full. Song Swing of the Noose is a very bluesy, garage rock inspired song. I really think it was the best way to close this kind of record, if I'm honest. And it does. It closes it out in a really, really good way. It makes you want to get back in and listen to it. It's actually why I did the second listen, is because at the end of Swing of the Noose, I wanted to hear it again. Now, I'm going to be honest right now. This isn't the kind of music I typically listen to. I listen to Civic. I've only known about them like a lot for probably 2 years. Before that, I listened to them a few times here and there. But over the past couple of years, they get requested on my live streams. I wouldn't say often, but regularly. So I know some of their songs, like, that's how I got to their albums, honestly. I heard a song here or there before that. And then over the past couple of years, I'd listened to their records a couple of times, right? So this isn't the kind of music I always listen to, but I liked it. I don't know if I loved it, but I liked it. And I do think if you listen to it more, this is the kind of record that will grow on you. I don't think there's much for me to complain about, quote unquote. I think if it's something I do or don't like, that's one thing. But complaining, like, did they do something wrong? Not really. I think the production is really good. The guitar tone of most of the songs is great. The bass tone is awesome. I like his vocals quite a bit. The only two things that I wish were different about this record are things that they intentionally did. I wish there was more like up-tempo songs, and I wish there was more like guitar leads. Those are two things that they intentionally did on this album to get away from the sounds. They were talking I guess in the write-up or an interview or something, that they were playing these shows where they like fests where they played like multiple sets in a day, and they were just like, oh, chorus, verse, or verse, chorus, verse, solo, bridge, chorus out, and it just got repetitive and boring to them. And so I understand that. I'm glad I read that before I listened to this, because I would have complained about the lack of guitar work had I not read that. Knowing that really set me up to enjoy this a little bit more, and I did. Now, my honest critique of it would be, I guess critique's the wrong word. My honest grade on a scale of 1 to 10 would be, I'd probably give this subjectively a 7 out of 10. It's way above average. It's good. Objectively, I'm gonna say it's probably closer to a 7.75, closer to an 8. I think if you just gave this to 250 people that listen to heavy guitar-driven music, some punk, some not, some alternative, whatever, I think you'd get an overwhelmingly large amount of those people would give it a positive review. So I'm going to go just under an 8 out of 10, a 7.75 out of 10. Objectively, 7 out of 10, but a strong 7, where I think if I listen to it a little more over the next 6, 7, 8 months, I'll probably rank it much higher. It may end up on my top 10 of the year list. If you get to know me, you know I listen to mostly street punk, rock and roll punk, but very punk rock stuff. And I don't think this is a punk rock album. It's got a lot to do with alternative music, grunge, shoegaze, ambient sounds, bluesy sounds, a lot of alternative rock. And that's a good thing, man. I think it's a good album. It's just not necessarily my favorite album, but I do think it's really good. And I say all this to be honest, because I think honesty is important when you do this kind of stuff. I don't mean it to be disrespectful to anyone. I hope I get to talk to these guys. I think if I do get to talk to them, and I like them, and I probably will, that I'll probably like the album more even. It's all about point of perspective, your point of view and your experiences. So I hope I was being respectful, because that's what I was trying to do. I like the album quite a bit. It's just not the kind of music I typically listen to. So we'll see. I hope these guys hear this and actually appreciate the fact that it's outside my comfort zone and I still liked it, because I think that's important. But anyways, this was the episode of Deep Cuts, guys. A lot longer than I anticipated it being. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm off to Las Vegas, and I will see you when I get home. Thank you so much. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out Civic when this album drops next week. Listen to it. Check out Mods. Go listen to The Fix. And damn, go listen to Team Mortgage, bro. That band fucking rules, dude. All right? Y'all have a good weekend, everybody. Love you. See you. Peace.